Hey, welcome to the new episode. Joining again with me today, Mission, and today's episode with Mission's Workout from Home, Season 4, Episode number 15. So today we're going to talk about muscle imbalance. So today I'll share a little bit what is muscle imbalance, should it be something we worry about, and how should we fix if this kind of problem appear. Alright, so before I start the video, so again, what I'm sharing here is based on some part of evidence, some part of personal experience, and also some anecdotes as well. Yeah, so these are just personal opinion. If you really have a very severe imbalance or injury, you want to consult a physician or even a doctor or physiotherapist or any professional help before you follow the advice on this video, because I do not know your current situation, nor I'm qualified to do this. But I'm able to share with you some ideas that you can do should you have some of these issues you have when you are doing your workout. Okay, so we go straight to the point. So what is defined by muscle imbalance? Alright, so muscle imbalance is basically one side of the body part is more superior or more visible to the other part. So for example, right, if someone has a muscle imbalance, that means, example, the right arm is bigger than the left arm by a lot, right? So this is an example of potential of muscle imbalance. Or for example, someone who has chicken legs, right? So they have very big body, big back, but they have chicken legs, small tiny legs. So this is also a form of muscle imbalance. So you want to look not just appearance-wise symmetry, at the same time also you don't have any problem in terms of function as well. Alright, example, if your upper body is so strong, your lower body is so weak, maybe that's why some people have knee pain, right? Because the upper body is like this, like chicken like that, you know, the body is big, then the legs are small like that. So you want to, should you address this, we will talk about this later. Alright, another some muscle imbalance, these are minor ones, kind of include like strength-wise. Alright, so we talk about appearance-wise already, one arm bigger, one arm smaller, and we talk about strength-wise. Maybe example, if you do let's say a shoulder press, right? You find out your right arm can take more than the left arm. Alright, so these are examples of muscle imbalance. Or for example, if you keep doing a squat, right? Let's say you keep doing a squat, you find out, hey, your right leg always more dominant than the left leg. Alright, so these are some examples. Now, how you want to test it out, whether you're having muscle imbalance or not, you can actually do some simple exercise. So you want to, when you do your training, right, you probably feel it before. Example, if you do 10 reps, right, with a bit of effort, right, let's say the last one you have to 5 push, you find out that you guys can see from this angle. So you push and find out, hey, the right arm is faster than the left arm, right? So meaning the right arm suggesting has a bit more strength or muscle compared to the left arm. So legs also the same. For example, when you do squat, right, you always see someone come out like this part of the leg is stronger than the other part of the leg. So these are potential markers of a muscle imbalance. All right. So this muscle imbalance, should it be our concern? Right. So example, we say just now when you let's just use appearance first, so it's easier. Appearance, let's say one arm is bigger, one arm is smaller. Alright, so should it be a concern? Now, chances are, if it's very obvious, then it should be a concern. Right? Provided you don't have any medical history or any problem. Yeah? We're talking about regular human beings like me and you. So, for example, let's just say your right arm is very big, your left arm is very, very small. Should it be a concern? If it's just throw you off balance, and all the time, so example, your right arm is so big, your left arm is so small, it causes you to walk like this. Example, of course these are extremes, so it causes you to walk like this. So then chances are, yes, this is a muscle imbalance, you lack of the muscles here. Alright, so should it be a concern if you come to this case where, example, one part is so strong, using the arm example, it brings you like this? The answer is somewhat yes. Okay, now how are you going to fix it? We'll get into the topic later. Alright, so we talk about the physical, but what about strength-wise? We talked about just now. want to push, you find out you can't push, or you find out your left arm is stronger. So what do you do on this problem? So example, yeah, let's say you can do for 10 kilo, but this one you only can do for 1 kilo. So what does this mean? Suggesting that one arm is more dominant than the other one. So is this something worth checking out? Yes. Should it be a concern? Not really, right? So you should only be concerned in terms of symmetry wise. Number one, it's just so slanted or crooked at one side, right? Number two is if you talk about the strength wise is where, like example, this one you can do 10 kilo, this one you can only do 1 kilo. So you rather take it out and find out it should be a concern, because if it's affecting your gym performance as well, if your goal is to build muscle. Okay, so what you can do to address all this problem, alright? So there used to be a myth, I tried before, where example, right, let's say, again using shoulder press, yeah, let's say this arm is stronger than this arm. So example, this one you can do, let's say we do for 10 reps, right? 1, 2, 3, let's say you do 10 already, let's say number 8, number 9, you can really push, right? But 10, this arm can push a lot, but this one will eat up a little bit of strength, right? So in other words, the right arm is more dominant, right? So people ask a common question, why this happen? Truth is, I do not know why this happens, but if I have to really pick a reason, is for some people is maybe because we always have one more dominant arm than the other one. So that means one arm will be used more, it's more adaptive compared to the other less dominant one. So that is the idea, right? This is probably the why. Okay, and so it's perfectly normal that nobody's muscle imbalance. So let's say pretend a muscle balance is like this, right? Let's say 50-50. That's what I put here. Okay, it's you will never see someone who will be like you'll be 50 like that. You usually be even a very perfect person will be something like this one. It's impossible like same empowerment. It's probably something like this or something like this, right? So let's say if you are starting with a huge gap, we're talking about strength wise, yeah. Because for most people, appearance wise, it's actually not your concern. To be honest, if you're alive and well, you don't have any medical history, you're just trying to look good at the gym or when you're working out. If you watch this video, chances are only you know which arm is bigger and smaller. Alright, it's not very visible, so it's nothing too serious. But if you're doing for strength, right? Let's say one arm is stronger than the other one. So what you can do is the following. So there used to be a myth where, let's say if this is strong, this is stronger, this is weaker, right? If you're supposed to do 10, maybe you do this. This end is the weaker arm. You train, pull another extra 2 or 3 reps. Okay, so example, if you do 10, right? This one you go for 11, 12. 13, alright? So that's how you go. I tried this approach before. In fact, I do it for almost a year. Again, this is just personal opinion, yeah. Didn't really have much results. But if I turn out, if I continue to take use the dumbbells or weights and continue to train it evenly, showing the same love, then actually in the long run, if we become stronger, it sort of reduces the problem. So example, this arm is like this arm is like this, right? So if you train long already, maybe the gap will be lesser, it will be something like this. Then after longer, your training will be something like this. Again, I want to emphasize, it's impossible someone to have a balance like this. It's impossible. Right? If there is like this, that means other part will be like this one. We are human, right? Even our finger also got long and short, different length. So you cannot expect people to be same, like 50%, 50-50, it doesn't work like that one. You can do somewhat a 70-30 or 60-40, you're very good. Okay, so I haven't get you to the main point. So how to train around it? Let's say if your left arm is really the weaker link, using the shoulder press for example, yeah? So here's what you can do. You can pick up a weight and train one arm at a time. So example, if all this while you start with 2 arms, right? If you really want to prioritize on your left arm, or my left arm in this case, you can do the following. So maybe you try one arm first. So just press this one, okay? You let the weaker arm give it a go first. Let the weaker arm do the workout first. Once finish the 10 reps, if your program says 10 reps, you do 10 reps. Then you continue to the next one. continue another 10 reps. What this allows you to, why we do this is number one, to really to expose the weaker muscle. In other words, it's kind of like letting your weaker arm, in this case my left arm, to really give it a fair run to really run, just push, and don't let the right arm to compensate this arm strength, if you will. So you can take a dumbbell, put some weight, hold onto an object or window, or you want to put on the arm and just push. So you can try this kind of way. Alright. So another approach is where just for the legs, for another example, let's say we do lunges, right? So say maybe I move the camera a bit lower so you guys can have an idea what is going on there. Okay, alright, cool. So let's say, right, we want to do lunges, right? Let's say we are here, right? So let's say every time you do lunges, right, you feel this leg is very dominant. When you do here also, you can feel everything here. But when you do the other leg, you also feel here. So suggesting this leg is more dominant than the other leg. So how do you fix the problem? Right, so this arm, if this leg is dominant, this is the weaker one. So we start by doing the weaker one first. Don't let it tire. Give it a fair run. Prioritize this muscle first. So let it do first. If not, after you start the stronger leg, then you become tired. Then when you put on the energy here, how much energy do you have? So suggestion, prioritize with the weaker part first. So you can start there and begin. So you don't have to do an extra rep or extra volume on the weaker leg. You can do the same reps, weights, or even sets on the same leg. The only difference is just prioritize on the weaker leg first. So if this is strong, start here first. If this is strong, start here first. Okay, so if you are having muscle imbalance, alright, like I said, the real extremes one where you're leaning one side because of this arm is so strong, it just pulls you down, or the leg wise, this one is beyond my scope of knowledge. I would highly recommend you to go and find a doctor, or even whether it's a physician, or even a physiotherapist, or even chiropractor. They might be able to address your issue. If your goal is just want to work out, build some muscle, you don't have any special conditions, then perhaps you can try this approach by doing the weaker one first and followed by the stronger one first. If I can only give you one trick, this will be the one, alright? So don't go and chase the 50-50, it's impossible. Let's say if you start with 40-60, hey, you work from there. Okay, at the end of the day, you keep the gap close, you're doing a good job, alright? So let's say if we don't want to focus so much on, let's say my goal is not to build muscle, right? So why bother? You might be thinking. Well, there's nothing wrong if you ignore the issue, if that is an issue. Nothing wrong if you ignore it. But just understand ignoring will solve the problem. And number two, if you ignore the problem, nothing is going to happen, but you're probably missing out some solutions you could have done. Right? Because especially if someone trained in a very long run, we're talking about a few years time, you find out always one leg is stronger than another. So you really want to even it out. Even kind of like writing, not writing, kind of like taking football, right? You ask top professional football players, okay, like the football, not the American football, like real football, the one with the ball, you kick, there's a goalkeeper, that football. If you ask very good professional players, especially strikers, right, they don't, even though they have one leg more dominant, that doesn't mean they don't use the other leg to score goals. Right? They also train both legs as well. And I can assure you, if you look at a picture of them, or whether it's from newspaper or social media or internet or newspaper or whatever, you notice their legs are quite evenly built. Alright? So in other words, you don't have to like deliberately go and train left only, don't train right and so on. If you get stronger over time, you should be able to address that so-called challenge that you have. Right? So you have muscle imbalance, whether it's like a T-Rex arm, also known as small arms, or you have a muscle imbalance on legs, big body, small legs, or even when you are, let's say you're overweight, right? Your knees getting heavy or something. One good thing is you should consider is actually to make your legs stronger. And guess how you can make your legs stronger? The answer is to train with weights. Alright, so I hope this video helps you out. If you're having muscle imbalance or you're finding some tweaks here and there, you find one arm is more dominant than the other one, do give it a try. Do this one arm at a time thing, right? And also you can leg. Also you do one leg at a time, and also to prioritize on the weaker one first. So just doing all these simple things. Try to be stronger over time. Make sure your technique is on point, and you should be good to go, right? So because all these problems, I also face it. My clients also face it. Sometimes when we train together or I train with them, I look at them. Initially, when they first come, they'll find, oh, one leg is stronger, way stronger than the other one. In fact, one leg is always compensating on another one. But in the long run, when they get stronger over time, this problem is getting lesser and lesser. Sometimes even unnoticeable, unless they stay in. Right? So point is, don't worry too much if you have muscle imbalance. Just try to be stronger over time, and make sure you watch your form, and make sure you work out from home as well. Right, so that's all for me. Thank you so much. So I'll join you on next week. So next week we are doing it on Thursday. So Thursday I'm going to show you guys some exercise. But I'm going to do it a little bit special, a little bit different. I will do body parts. So on this coming Thursday, I will train everything, all lower body, pure legs. That's about it, right? So let me, or if you have any other suggestion or questions, feel free to drop it in the comment below. You can share or do whatever you want to do. So that if you share or you comment, I will do my best to get back to you as well. Alright, so once again, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day. So remember, it's never a bad time to work out at home. Bye bye.